Hope you're doing well. Today I thought I would get on here and talk about the weigh-in. How often do you weigh in? How often do you weigh yourself? I have to say, this is something that most people don't enjoy doing, is weighing themselves. So I think, when I think about it, like, why do we do it? Why do we weigh ourselves? And I do think when you weigh yourself, it's a good benchmark of where you are. There's standard charts that says for this height and this age, weighing this much is acceptable. Which I've always thought the charts were, just so strict, I guess. I don't know, that's not the right word I'm looking for, but, I've always been overweight, so that's not the issue. But the charts have always been like, oh my gosh, you would be that height and only weigh that much. How is that even possible? Which I guess it's possible by being very healthy, and it would be good. But I just feel like weight is a number. Mine's always been high, and I've always looked at that number and looked at myself, and knowing I'm overweight, like, that's not the question, but thinking that number just does not equate to my lifestyle, my ability to do things. Certainly my weight can limit me sometimes, but not to the extent of what I would think a person with that number on the scale would be limited. I have a full-time job. I exercise regularly. I'm very active with my 4-year-old. In the summer, and I know I've said this before, we're constantly going on field trips and activities. I'm 34, so maybe it would eventually catch up to me more than that, but, our vacations we went to Yellowstone last summer, the summer before this, summer 2016, then this past summer we went to Rocky Mountain National Park. Those are both, we did hiking, and, could we have done more hiking if we were in better shape? Absolutely, but we were still able to do some. It's not like, someone who I would think is at the weight I'm at couldn't do those things, if that makes sense. So anyway, I've really, my entire life, I think about being weighed in at the doctor's office, and of course that's always a negative experience. I've thought about times when I've been trying to lose weight, and I do weigh-ins, and that's probably, for me, something that I've realized lately that I shouldn't do. Or if I do want to do it occasionally just to measure my progress, to take some data, if you will, that I need to do it sparingly, not every day, not every week. Maybe once a month would be good. And because I've always equated that number to how I feel. I've been on a good little kick here of exercising regularly. My eating's not 100% perfect, but I feel like I'm making decent choices. We're trying to eat at home more. We're not eating fast food and junk as much. So I feel like that's helping. I rarely have a soda. I had one yesterday, but before that, I couldn't tell you the last time I had one. And it was one can of soda. It wasn't a big, huge, soda. So I've definitely been doing some good things as far as my health. And I've been thinking the past couple days, because I've been, with the swimming and stuff for about the past month, I wonder, if I have lost any weight. And I'm starting to get that curiosity of wanting to weigh myself, and I'm, trying to decide if that's what I want to do, because my clothes fit a little better. I don't feel like I've lost a ton of weight. I just feel like not as bloated, I guess. My pants fit a little better. My shirts lay a little nicer. I've noticed with the swimming, obviously that's a heavy arm exercise. I've noticed my arms more like the muscle. You can just feel the definition in them a little bit more. So I'm trying to decide, like, is that enough for me? Like, I've obviously made some progress, I can tell. Why do I need to weigh myself? So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I don't know when I will weigh myself. And most likely I won't, say on here what I weigh, because even though I'm not someone who gets super wrapped up on the number, I'm not comfortable sharing it, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully that'll change. I've always been the type of person, I'm fine to share my journey after I've traveled it. Like we had a hard time having our first son with infertility and stuff, and like I didn't really talk about it except for to a few people when we were going through that. But after it, I was a lot more open about it, just because I felt like I conquered it. So, it'd be really cool if I could, lose a substantial amount of weight. And then I'd be like, hey, I weighed that and now I weigh this. That's just how I am. As far as the number, I don't know. It definitely dictates how I feel when I do it. And I've never been a person to weigh every day. Like, my body fluctuates. I mean, I can fluctuate like 3 pounds in a day, like by, but like I was talking to a friend the other day who, shared with me that she does feel like she has an eating disorder, and she's pretty thin. And she said she weighs herself every single day, and she has figured out somehow the appropriate amount of calories she is supposed to have in her day. And if she goes over that, or she feels like she's eaten too much, she has to go out and go for a run to feel like she's getting rid of that. I just, obviously being super underweight or super consumed with, keeping your weight low, or being overweight, they're both eating disorders, if you will. And, they just affect people differently. Obviously I'm a lot heavier than she is, but my day-to-day thoughts about my weight does not consume me the way hers do. I wouldn't say I have a great body image, but I don't constantly sit around thinking about how I look and things. Am I self-conscious sometimes? Yes, but it's not a constant fear of mine. Like I mentioned, I've been doing the swimming. I have a swimming suit that's very, it covers me in the places I don't want shown. It is a 2-piece. Now, it's not a like bikini or anything like that. It's a 2-piece full coverage swimming suit. But like my stomach is one of my areas that I'm most self-conscious about, and it's kind of like the swimsuit's kind of like layered, kind of, and so that helps where it's not tight on my stomach. And then the bottoms are more like shorts, like they're the swimsuit material shorts. So, I mean, it's not like it's a 2-piece bikini or anything, So, but I wear it when I swim. I don't care. My arms are showing there, my legs. It's my middle section that I'm worried about. So, so I'm happy that I don't have those constant thoughts about negative body image. But obviously, I need to work on being healthier and that sort of thing. So, the question still remains when I will weigh myself. I just don't know at this time. So, we'll see. Maybe one day when I feel like like I have definitely lost some, I'll do that. That way, it doesn't become a negative. That way, I don't weigh myself and I weigh the same or more as what I weighed, because that would be really discouraging. And I want to keep on the track that I'm on. I want to keep up with my exercise, and I want to keep making healthy food choices. So we'll see, but that's just my thoughts for today. So feel free to comment, how often do you weigh in, and why do you do it, and how do you feel about it? Thanks for watching. Bye.